Hi, this is Roni and welcome to my channel and welcome to Mixed Media Frenzy. This is a sketch that we're all going to be using, and see those drips, the one going up the page, well there's a couple smaller ones, and the ones going down the page. Well, I'm going to say right now that this was an inspiration for my layout. I'm not exactly going to do what it has, but it was the inspiration. I'm going to scrapbook that picture of my granddaughter Reagan, and she's sitting in a tire. And the tire is black, so I'm going to use some black ink on the page since there is so much black in the picture. And I'm just putting the gelatos in this little tray thingy and some water, of course, and I'm going to just mix it up with my brush and start putting it on here. And instead of using the packaging and putting it on there and smearing it on, I decided I was going to paint it on. And I thought, well, I'll have this go up the page. And I thought, well, I want more than one color. And see there where it's darker at the edge? That got me being a little more creative. Well, that's how I felt while I was doing it, that I was being more creative. I liked the darker place around the edge there, and then it getting lighter. And there I changed colors and went to the lighter color. Instead of having the dark pink, I put the light pink there. And I thought, well, I'll just blend into it. And then the more I do it, the more I think I like those darker places. So you see me putting the darker places on there. And then it fades out. It's going to end up kind of sort of like a rainbow. And I did not think I was going to go down. So that's why the top has it, the top first, and then the bottom. I would have just continued on down to start with if I had been planning it to start with. But I wasn't. I was just going along there and playing with the paint and not really knowing what I was going to do next. With the painting, that is. I did know I was going to use some stamps because the tire was black and I wanted to do the black. It says it had journaling to the top right of the picture, and then to the left that was a little bit up on the picture too, but not quite as high. And I still don't have a background stamp, so I made my own. It's not very big, but I took several stamps and put them on a block, and I used a block that's not my favorite because it's so thin, but it has grid lines on it. And I wanted to get the stamp straight on there, and they say pure delightful, love this, sweet moments, live life, and 100% everything. And yeah, I'm going to have a slight accident with that block. Like I said, it was not my favorite. It's really thin, but I really needed that grid to get those on there straight. I tried doing it without it, and I could have used my Tim Holtz platform stamp thing, but I already had it set up for this other stamp on there, and so I had to think of something else. I didn't exactly buy that block. It came with like a kit thing, and so I have it, so I do use it every now and then when I think I need it, but I am a little bit clumsy with it. Um, I'm putting speckles on here, not very big blotches at all. I didn't want to get more of that out and then not use it all, so I just made small speckles on here. They're not even big enough to be called blotches. They're tiny. And I'm doing each color, and I'm doing them on there. And somehow I skipped the aqua colored one and just went to the next one, so I had to go back. But I'm almost done. And I will sit and wait while this dries. Yeah, and I don't think it's quite 100% dry when I put the stamps on there because they are just a tiny bit blurred. But not too much. I mean, you got to be looking close at it. The one right there where I'm doing it, painting right now, that one's a little bit more so. And you would have thought that would have been dry. I mean, I didn't put very much there at all. You would have thought that would. And in fact, I stamped it last too. But yeah, here's my Tim Holtz platform, and the stamps that I'm using are from Close to My Heart, and this one was called Dream, and the sketch shows scribbles there, black scribbles, and even a big black blotch. But I didn't really want that, so I just thought of this stamp and decided it'd go around the corner. So I used it instead. And it also looked like, well, it was a digital um, sketch, and it looked like it had little pieces of torn paper too. But I forgot all about them while I was doing my layout. Here I stamped twice and then remembered I had never put down my stamp thing from Close to My Heart. Oh, here it comes. Get ready. And oh no. And here it comes again. Get ready. This is a replay for y'all. And I put sound effects in. Look, there I got that ink on my page. But I will get rid of it. You won't even be able to tell that it was ever there. I'm using my Close to My Heart sanding block, and I'm just sanding it right off of there. I have one layout where I was at a Close to My Heart workshop, and I dropped the stamp on there, and it was a big stamp right in the middle of the page. And I was like, oh no, and everybody around me, what happened, what happened? And I just went with it. I stamped a few more on there, and they were like second generation stamping and stuff. And I mean, it was a big stamp, and I just went with it. I knew I didn't want to pay $15 for another kit, so I made sure it worked. Okay, here's my layout, and I do have my doily on there, and the vellum that they had was like a white one, that was clear one, what they call clear, but I kind of call it white. And I decided I was going to use pink instead, and it was like offset from the picture, and I wanted to make sure I put that in there because that was one of the things I liked about it. And here I'm going to punch out some butterflies, and this is the Martha Stewart butterfly punch. It has 3 on there, 1 bigger and 2 smaller, and you would have thought I punched out enough, but no, I'm going to punch some more. I punched 4 out, I think, but I'm going to end up punching 6 out because I didn't have quite, if I'd thought of sequence before I'd punched out a couple more, I might not have done it, but I didn't think of the sequence until later. And they are going to go on here though. But I hadn't used sequins lately. And I told myself I was going to have to use some of them because I like them on a layout. But I had them when I was having them in my How to Kill a Kit with Style. I had them right there on the desk beside me. And then when I didn't have a kit, I put them up. And so no, I haven't used them hardly on anything in the last couple of months. So I told myself, yes, I was going to use some this week. And finally, here it is, Friday. And, well, it's Friday. It's Friday anyway. But yeah, here it is Friday. But this layout's for next week. But here it is Friday, and the week was almost over, and I hadn't used them. But yeah, this is my layout, and those sequins are called Watch Me Flip. And I'm thinking somersaults because it kind of looks summery. So I'm thinking that's what they're saying is watch me flip. But those big yellow ones, I love those. And usually you only get a few of them. There's plenty in here. But I was being frugal on my layout. I didn't use as many as I could have because they just kept coming out of there. And I wanted to save them for other layouts. So I just used what I thought would be best, because I can always throw a few more pink or something in that little baggie and make it last, because they are adorable. But I think that's the end of my layout. I think I'm done. And yep, there it is. Yeah, and we were at the park, and this is like a big fire engine. And then it has these tires, and the kids can get in there and sit in the tires. What they get out of sitting in the tires, I don't know. If it's me, I'd be wanting to drive the fire engine. Of course, it don't go nowhere. But, Yeah, see where the stamping is? That's my journaling. That's where it said journal, journal, journal over and over. And there is where it said it too. So that's, I did do several things that were the same. And see, don't those look like scribbles? Sorta, but they're well-behaved scribbles. And here they had a stamp there, and they had stamped it like 2 or 3 times. So I did too. And I also had words there. Their words were upside down, though. I did not put mine upside down, although I thought of it ahead of time. But then, I dropped it. And so I just put it on there correctly. I did not put them upside down. But be sure to check out the links below for the other gals that are doing the Mixed Media Frenzy. And see what all they do. I mean, they really come up with some really good stuff. And we've all got the same sketch. And they all turn out different. I know mine did this time. Like I said, that sketch was inspiration. And it was. I mean, it got me started. But if you leave a comment below, I'll get back with you. If you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. But thank you so very, very much for watching, and have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.